Hey there, it's story time. Story time stories. Wait, does that sound good? Hey there, it is Tiffany of Clarity, Confidence, Courage, and today I'm going to take this opportunity to do what I call my story time series. I've done this one time before. I'll put the video here about what it means to have sovereignty after your divorce. Video is here, link in description below. And it's really based around different experiences that I've had over my really wild life and how I can relate that experience to a lesson that I would like to impart to you. So today's story time is going to be about the reason why it's important to not allow people to eat you for lunch. I'll explain more about what I mean as the story goes on, and hopefully give you an opportunity to learn the lesson that it took me a very long time to understand and to learn for myself. All right, as usual, make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and let's jump into this content. So today's storyline is don't let people eat you for lunch. And for some people, you're their lunch. I was talking to someone recently, and just to kind of give you a quick understanding of the story, basically she was talking about she had been bitten when she was a child by a dog. You know, the dog saw her, she went to pet the dog, and the dog bit her. And she's okay, she lived, but she was saying how at the time she was a little kid, and in a little kid's mind, like 5, 6 years old, you're like, oh, dogs are nice little doggy. Animals are nice. You know, she was taught to be nice and that pets are nice, and you're gentle with the pet and you pet the pet really nicely. And so in her mind, every little pet was nice. So when she walked up to the dog, she was like, oh, hi, nice doggy. And she went to reach to pet the dog, and the dog bit her. Now, of course, as the story goes on, of course, her parents and everybody finds out that she's been bitten, and, you know, she got the care she needed. But what she realized, of course, when she got older was like the dog didn't bite her because he wasn't nice. The dog bit her because he was hungry and he wanted lunch. And he saw her as lunch because he's a dog. Dogs, sometimes when they're hungry, they become predators. They go from being a family pet to a predator, right? And it made me think, and we were having that conversation about how people in our lives, in life in general, do not see you as a human being. They see you as lunch or dinner or dessert. They see you as an opportunity to eat because they're predators. And so they're looking for prey. And I know you might say, oh, Tiffany, that's so harsh or that's so mean, but let's just be honest here. How many people throughout your life, when you look back, have burned you, have used you, have manipulated you, have hurt you? And you might say, oh, they were terrible people. I can't believe they did that to me. But is it they're terrible, or is it because they're predators and you were just lunch? And I'm not saying that you should be someone's lunch. But what I'm saying is you get to a point, at least for me in my 40s, where I stopped having these super high expectations for how other humans should behave. Like, yeah, it'd be nice if everyone treated everybody with dignity, respect, and love and care. But I'm saying that from my own moral compass, my own background, or of things that I've experienced or experiences that I've had. I'm not understanding that everyone does not have the same moral compass. Everyone does not have the same values. Everyone does not have the same standards. Everyone was not raised in an environment where they were shown affection and love. And so sometimes we have certain standards for humanity that honestly shouldn't be there. I would love to believe that human beings have at least a certain level of dignity and respect, but if they did, would we see so many killings and murders and rapes and all these horrible things that are happening in the world right now, if that were the case? And it's not. So what I had to learn was that, number one, Tiff, lower your expectations, in general expectations, not like expectations of like an intimate relationship, but lower your expectations of the general population. Everyone does not see you as a kind, loving person and therefore should be kind and loving to you. Some people see you as lunch because they are a predator. And when I start to take on that mindset, that everyone has the potential, given the situation, to be a predator, I started to come to some realizations like, oh, this is how I should present myself to the world. This is how I should behave with people in general, no matter who they are. They're gonna get the same tiff. Not overly kind, not overly mean, just that general behavior. Because I wanna make sure that I protect myself and that I'm not putting myself in a position to be someone's lunch. The other thing that I also had to realize with that lesson was that if someone that I'm not close to, someone that does not know me, if they try to make me their lunch, it's unfortunate, but I'm not going to allow myself to get too overly emotional about manipulative, narcissistic, selfish behavior that other people might try to inflict on me. Notice I said the word try. Because my first instinct now is like, oh, they're probably a predator. They thought they were going to get away with something with me. They're clearly not, because I'm not going to be anybody's lunch. And that's the end of it. I take emotions off the table. And the older I have gotten, the more I've realized that what makes me a better human being is to detract some of the emotions that I put out to the world. It's better to save those emotions for people that actually respect you and care about you, and that people that you are in an intimate relationship with. Now, let me clarify. I'm not saying be a human being that's void of emotions, but what I am saying is there's a certain level of emotions that I'm willing to have to the greater humanity. And they are not the intimate, vulnerable emotions that I would have with someone that I'm close to. So I share this story because I want you to understand not everyone has your level of empathy and compassion and are willing to be loving and caring and show kindness and respect. So if someone doesn't reciprocate those emotions, and when I say someone, again, I'm not talking about an intimate partner or a friend, I'm just talking about general population. If the lady at the bank doesn't say good morning to you or smile to you when you go in, don't take it personally. Like, okay, maybe she's having a bad day. Or if the girl at Starbucks doesn't welcome you as soon as you walk in like they normally do, don't get so emotional about it. Don't take it personally. Now, I'm not saying allow someone to step over you or erode your boundaries, but don't take it into your soul. Everything is not about you, and it's not personal. It's not about things that you've experienced. Everything is not about you. Some people are just in a bad mood. You have to be willing to take the emotions off the table, recognize that everyone does not have the same standards, values, and moralities that you do, and deal with them accordingly. Don't let them eat you for lunch. And unfortunately, it's a lot of people that if you allow them to, if you don't have boundaries, if you don't have standards, if you don't have morals, they will eat you alive. And then they'll take your bone and feed it to their dog because they don't care. Unfortunately, some of those people are in your life. Some of those people you call friends. Some of those people are family members. So some of those people actually have access to you, and they shouldn't. You need to make it so that people know you are not to be messed with, that you will not allow them to eat you for lunch or breakfast or dinner, and you definitely won't be their dessert. Have standards, have boundaries, have your own moral compass. And when people try to erode them, you get very, very direct and you take the emotions off the table. You're the number one person in your life. Remember that. So I wanted to do this video to talk about what it means to not allow people to eat you for lunch. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out the other video about what it means to have sovereignty, another story time, especially after a divorce. Definitely let me know in the comments if you've ever been in a situation where someone tried to eat you for lunch and you had to pull up your standards and your confidence and let them know what it really was. All right, that is it for me. Again, make sure to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.